Well, let me talk to y'all for a minute. So, I am an asshole. I say whatever on my mind. I try to say it in the most fucked up way. I try to also make it hilarious, but I'm a faggot. So, I say things. Um, I am oftentimes surprised that people gravitate towards me. I be gagging that people like me. I am the most self-deprecating, self-absorbed, delusional, big mouth bastard that you could ever meet this side of the Mississippi. I can talk about any motherfucking thing. I'm gonna talk until I'm tired of talking. I'm one of them. I'm a loud motherfucker that like to talk until he tired. Until my head hurt, I will talk. So I wonder why people come back for more. I've never understood it. And I used to always think like, well, maybe it's because, you say the most fucked up shit and you tell people off. And it seems like that. It draws crowds. But ultimately outside of that, they don't stick around for that reason. So the people who do stick around is oftentimes like, well, what the fuck did you say? Like, I'm just this big old curmudgeon. It's just like if someone asked me, hey, Donnie, how's the weather? Man, fuck that goddamn weather, goddamn sorry ass sun shining on me, make me feel like a bitch. Like, I'm one of them. I'm a grouchy old man. I was raised by a grouchy old man. His brothers were grouchy old men. My pastor was a grouchy old man. My school teachers were grouchy old men. I don't know black men unless they come and grouch you. Like, these new friendly black men, that's new to me. I don't know that. So, it's bizarre. I have ran the gamut on. Well, is it because we attached to abuse? Is it because black folks don't used to be taught to with respect? What is it? But a part of me feels like when I started liking me and investing in me, I feel like my energy had raised the atmosphere around me. I had heard some people have said in the past that, oh, well, you can brighten up a room, you can lift up a room. And you hear that, and old people say it and think, oh, pish posh. But I guess it is true. And I am discovering as I read that it's like, with me enjoying myself more, expanding my horizons more, that I guess I'm providing a platform for other people to play. I provide a space for people to feel comfortable and relax. So I guess I'm a beach. I don't know. I guess I'm a pillow, I'm a blanket, I'm a fat boy. We kind of give that kind of comfort anyway. And I don't want to say that as a brag, but it's just like, I don't have a way to describe it. But I will say that I was talking to one of my guy friends, one of the guys at work who I am befriending. He asked me about superpowers because we were talking about psychic abilities and all that other stuff. And I said, my psychic ability is love. Because I was called lovable. My female best friend called me lovable. And that was the first time I had ever heard me described that way. And that was me at 39 years old, or I might have been 38, but I want to say 39 because I haven't been 39 long, but yeah, maybe. And, I kind of stepped in it a little bit. Like, I'm one of those lacy, like in my head, the world is filled with porcelain and crystal and glass and stained glass and, refined decor, artistry, it's just ribbon and frilly things and tea sets. Like in my head, like I'm an anime magical girl. So like to embody the person that I am, like I'm 6'1", 6 foot because concrete compression on the knees. To have like such a rugged exterior and to look so grizzled and rugged and mean spirited and grouchy, like to have love as a superpower. I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to be Pepe and Bleach, but I want to be something more magical and more attractive. Something something more dazzling. Like I see myself in robes and capes and chevrons and blazers and jackets and crops and hats and military style clothing and embellishments and brooches and this and that, very like a Fire Emblem character, anime pro tag, something splashed with Victorian and medieval. I see myself like that. Something, over the top with band major themes, that pseudo military jacketing and stuff like that. So, like to have to that just made my gay world come true, to be like, oh, you operate in love. So it's just one of those things where it's like, why not explore it? And I will say that people love isn't hard. People are lazy. Like, I don't want to say that from a crass place, because I just realized that, like, I default love people, and I talk horrible, but I try my best not to mean ill intention, but I will get into mischief. But like, I definitely don't want to go out there and just cause chaos. I definitely don't want to cause misfortune for people. I do like to create chaos, and whatever happens, happens. Take the risks. But I don't know. Like, love is one of those things that, as I start to love myself and see people enjoy my space because I like myself, or it could just be delusion and delirium, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's drawing people in. And when they draw people in, I just be listening. That's the weird thing. Like, me loving myself somehow made me available to listen. Don't know how the fuck that works. What the fuck does other people have to do with me? I used to be like a big narcissist. Like, well, what the fuck that got to do with me? But here I am, and I just be listening, and with my other senses and awareness, and just watching people's faces light up really just makes me warm. Like to hear someone talk like, well, what do you dream to do? What was your dream as a kid? And it's like, oh, I really want to be this, and listening to them talk, and are you going to still go for it, and this and that, and just hearing them talk is just enjoyable. I don't do as much talking as I used to. I do a lot more listening, and when I listen, I fall in love, and it's just like, it feels warm in the chest. So I know love is real, and I know people experience it, and I am one of those people, and I kind of enjoy people enjoying me. And this might be a false correlation, but it reminds me of what Eartha Kitt said. I want to fall in love with myself, and I want to find someone to share it with. And I think that I share it with people. And it's not what you expect. Like, I like me a lot. I like me quite a bit. I definitely like where I am. I rediscovered bravery and courage. I have once again tested my resilience. I have once again shown my patience, which I had to learn. I didn't have patience for anything. So You know, being on other people's time, having trust in other people. If they say they're going to do something, you know, I learned not to undercut other people's effort because knew I would do it. And I started giving people chances. And that's different because I would say previously, I would give people a chance to fail or fail me or something like that. But now it's like, I'll give people a chance. But I do get those energy tingles. I do get that hair stand up on my back and, you know, those weird feelings when I encounter different people, true enough. And some of them I engage and some of them I won't. I still pick and choose how I want to and when I engage with different people's energy. But ultimately, people aren't, ultimately, as I've discovered, people aren't mean. They're playing mean. People don't know what mean is. People haven't endured mean. People are hurt. And once you see that difference, that, oh, okay, you're not really like this. And you don't really like being like this. So, like, one thing I discovered, when I was in St. Louis, I hated St. Louis. When I discovered, I had ran across a bunch of asshole guys that they were the most uneducated, toe-tapping his ass motherfuckers, but I'm from Alabama. And you get these rude ass ETs and these motherfuckers to say weird shit. And they'll say something slick. And you know me, I'm a supervisor now, so I can't say shit back. Bite my motherfucking tongue. They come back around, they start floating. Like a day or two. It didn't take long. They'll come back, they'll stare, they'll walk through, blah, blah, blah. So, you know me, let me strike up a conversation. What's up? Hey, what up, bro? I ain't mean to say what up, blah, 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 this and that. Oh, okay. People ain't mean. There are some mean people, but the vast majority of people are not mean. The vast majority of people play mean on TV. You know, they're expected. A lot of people rely on their mouth in almost every circumstance and think they know what situations are. They think they know they can fight. They think they know they could shoot someone. They think they know they can do it. A lot of people don't. People think they can dance. People think they can cook. People think they can do hair. But until you actually do it, you don't really know. No matter what you tell yourself. So the same thing goes with me. People they act in a way they think mean operates. But you can easily see the inconsistencies in it. Because if you're mean, you always have an axe to grind. Most people aren't consistent enough to have an axe to grind every day. Like good old-fashioned hatred, in casual person-to-person, not racism and all the other, you know, conceptual removed shit. Because, you know, most black people are in areas with a lot of other black people, you know, and so on and so forth. You know, you work in a black area or you work in a racial area, but you're still going to gravitate towards your own. That just kind of comes with it. So there's not as much cross mingling as people want to consider. Once you learn to read yourself and control yourself, you can see that a lot of people say things and don't know what they mean. A lot of people don't know themselves enough to validate what they say. So, how do you combat that? How do you interact in a world of everything being a lie? You have to tell yourself the truth. And that's the first step in love. if you don't tell yourself the truth, you will never experience love. You'll never experience it. And you'll never be able to move past your issues. I'm not an overly healed person. I'm not talking from that kind of place, you know? I've recently let go of anger. I still get angry, but it's not my personality anymore. And I'm not as sad. I get sad, but it's not my personality anymore. And I'm now, because there's two gaps to fill with emotions that were my personality, I'm now navigating in new ways that are scary, exciting, often misunderstood, poorly practiced and executed, and embarrassing. But it's fun, you know? Like, you still get to learn people. And you're learning a new aspect of yourself that is not covered in sadness or anger, at least for me. So, love is not learning, arriving, and staying. Love is evolving. As you discover things about yourself, even with me releasing anger and sadness, that's not the end of my lesson. I still have pettiness. I still have jealousy. I still have some integrity issues. I still have some opportunistic things I need to work on. I have some, some deceptiveness things that I need to work on. I have some microaggressive things and some shady things. I have a lot of things I need to work on. I'm gluttonous. I am lustful. I am prideful. I have a lot of other issues. So you have to go down the line. And now I can share more of me more freely, but I'm probably not ready for sleepovers. Like, I'm still volatile. I'm not aggressive. I'm unpredictable, but I'm not harmful. I'm in a state of flux. So, as I'm learning them, I am learning me, and learning me is learning them. And what I've discovered is, through my endless journeys of sex and self-esteem and, networking and conversation and general just ass-hattery, I definitely see that God is in people. I'm not talking about the proxies that people worship. I'm not talking about any of this other nonsensical bullshit. I'm talking about the collective unconscious. I'm talking about the through line. I'm talking about the collective mind, what tethers all of us together. I'm talking about actual God. I'm not talking about that bullshit in the books you read. I'm talking about the real experience. And it's all of us having this expansive, fleeting experience that's all new to us in every moment, and we're trying to operate in order to control it, and there is no order to be had. You have to just accept, endure, persevere in spite of, move forward, whatever you want to say. You're not supposed to take it personally. You can't control it anyway. You are to awe in the majesty of the great structure. You are to be grateful for your lot in life. Be grateful for your experience. Surrender, because you cannot control it. You will never understand it, and you will never know it. So move forward. And a lot of people can't let go of that illusion of control. Fear is rooted in control. Being free is to embrace not knowing. Being free is to embrace failure regardless. There's no way to escape it. There is no way to avoid it. There's no way to avoid being hurt. Suffering is the name of the game. That is our purpose, to suffer. That is how we exist. That is where we are. You are to love in spite of suffering. You are to navigate suffering through love. That's it. That's it. That's it. You are to create. You are to imagine. You are to ponder. You are to think. You are to enjoy. You are to create in love. You are to navigate in love. And it hasn't failed me. Which makes me realize that part of me always had the capacity to love. Part of me always had the ability to love back then. And I had to be loving at some level for me to not be so strange, or not to be estranged from this feeling, but to really like step into it. So here I am. New eyes, same body, same but brand new. Saint Vincent. It still surprises me how people gravitate towards me. It really does. It really does. It's so weird. It's like, you find me interesting? I don't know. I'm just a preachy old bitch. I don't know what y'all find so fascinating, but I guess I appreciate it. Still kind of new, you know. Well, you don't walk around thinking everybody hates you all the time. You really realize that most people aren't even thinking about you. They were never thinking about you to begin with. And then you can move forward.